how it's made. There we go.
Hot dogs are an all-American fare, but most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them from push carts in New
Cheers,
York's
boys.
Bowery as far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
That doesn't look great.
Traditional hot dogs are made from a mix of pork, beef, and chicken. The cuts they start with are called trimmings, pieces of meat left over from cutting steaks or pork chops. The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat, by pushing the cuts through grated metal plates. Processed chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt, and other flavorings.
So far, it's nothing I didn't expect. Do you know what I mean? They've mushed up some pork chops, a little bit of chicken breast, bunch of bollocks. Hot
These
dogs.
flavorings vary depending on where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
Right.
Water is sprayed into the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
Ooh. Just the
Corn
colour.
syrup adds a dash of sweetness. The addition of even more water helps to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs juicier. Another machine then purees the meat batter into a fine emulsion and vacuums out any air. Long rolls of cellulose tubing are loaded into the stuffing machine.
What's cellulose?
It pumps the meat puree into these casings, twisting it every 5 1/4 inches, the length of one hot dog. It takes just 35 seconds to make a chain of hot dogs that would span a soccer field.
To be fair, 5 1/4 inches. That's fucking humongous. Do you know what I mean? I can fucking put that inside there. Shout out all the 5 1/2 inches out there.
Then, 3 of those hot dog chains are linked together to
don't
make
like
an even
that.
longer string, and they're loaded several at a time into another machine which drapes the hot dogs onto moving racks. The process is carefully timed so that a twist always lands on the bar.
That's smart.
The racks shunt the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower, then into an oven with several cooking zones. The liquid smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake.
What is liquid smoke?
Hot out of the oven, these franks are drenched in cold, salty water to chill them in preparation for packaging.
That looks good.
The hot dogs then file down to an unloading zone. Here, a machine pulls them off the bars onto a conveyor. Then, the hot dogs slide off the conveyor into metal containers. If you've been wondering about those black stripes on the casings, all is about to be revealed.
I have been wondering.
The stripe is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready for packaging. Inside the peeler machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top. Then, steamy air blows the casings right off the dogs. This machine peels 700 hot dogs a minute. An inspector makes sure the
Your
casing
mum
has been
POV.
completely removed and that there are no defects in the dogs. Then, it's into a device that looks like a plastic bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour. That's close to 2.5 million per shift. They really do churn them out like sausages.
Who the fuck's eating that many hot dogs?
Fire up the grill and a mouth-watering meal is just minutes away.
To be fair, mine look better than that. Whoever cooked his one's terrible. His is like boiled. Truth about hot dogs.
For all of the scary headlines, most of us don't fully understand how hot dogs are manufactured, or maybe we don't really want to know. But we took a look at the process from start to finish
What's
and
that?
were surprised by what we found. Join us as we take a detailed look at how hot dogs are really made. Whether you choose pork, beef, or chicken hot dogs, chances are they're made up of a bunch of different animal parts that most wouldn't consider prime cuts. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations defines those as the raw meat materials used for pre-cooked cooked products are lower-grade muscle trimmings, fatty tissues,
Raw
head
meat.
animal feet, animal skin, blood, liver, and other edible slaughter byproducts. Sure, the term slaughter byproducts may not exactly whet your appetite, but making hot dogs means making sure that no parts of the animals we raise and systematically kill go to waste.
Yeah,
And
but
that's a
skin and
concept
blood's
that
crazy.
most of us can get behind. The
I don't like
trimmings,
the way
along
they
with
said that.
assorted byproducts and variety meats, are loaded into giant meat grinders, similar to the ones you've seen the butcher using to grind hamburger at the grocery store. All of those different animal parts are finely ground at this stage to form a sort of loose, pebbly textured meat mashup. After the ground hot dog mixture has been appropriately seasoned and had all the preservatives and bacteria-inhibiting agents added, it's time for the really gross part. For many, this is the stage of the hot dog making process that is accompanied by visuals that will haunt your dreams. The entire mixture is blended with water until it is smooth, resulting in a pale,
fuck
pink
me.
meat mixture that's roughly the color and consistency of bad buffet restaurant soft-serve ice cream. The meat mixture is typically pureed again at this stage, and the excess air in the raw hot dog batter is vacuumed out of the meat in order to make the finished hot dog more dense and give it a firmer texture. From there, it's on to the casing machines to give the hot dogs their familiar shape that's perfect for buns. The biggest retail hot dog brands in the United
Oh, that was-
States
that
tend
was-
to be
that was-
skinless for buns.
That was
It's
poo
on
like.
to make the finished hot
Look at
dog more
that.
dense and give it a firmer texture. Is vacuumed out of the meat in order to make the finished hot dog more dense and give it a firmer is vacuumed out of the meat in order to make the finished hot dog more dense and give it a batter is vacuumed out of the meat in order to make the finished hot dog more
Look.
dense and give it a dog batter is vacuumed out of the meat in order to make the finished hot dog more dense and give it a firmer texture. From there, it's on to the casing machines to give the hot dogs their familiar shape that's perfect for buns. The biggest retail hot dog brands in the United States tend to be skinless, though natural cased hot dogs are growing in popularity. But whether they end up on supermarket shelves in a casing or not, casing the meat puree is still a big step in the manufacturing process. It's what gives hot dogs their signature shape.
I think mine's
After
got
all that
skin.
pink meat batter passes inspection, it is pumped into an automatic stuffing and linking machine. The meat is blasted. and under pressure is
No,
pumped into
because
an
look at the
automatic
dried bit. Look at the dried bit dangling. Oh, mate. Oh, the machine's got
stuffing and
dingleberries.
linking machine. The meat is blasted at high pressure into
Oh,
tube-shaped cellulose
how long do you reckon that's
pieces
been there
made from
for?
synthetic material, which are then twisted at precise intervals to produce a long string of equally sized hot dogs. The production rate of these machines is incredibly fast. In fact, it takes just 35 seconds to produce a chain of hot dogs so long it would
That's good.
span the length of a soccer field. Twice. After being stuffed
Crazy.
into their casings, the hot dog strands are loaded onto giant conveyor racks and rolled through a shower of liquid smoke before moving into an oven with several cooking zones. Here, they are thoroughly cooked under controlled temperature and humidity conditions, and all that liquid smoke has a chance to permeate the casing for an added boost of flavor while they bake. After the cooking process
Mine
is
doesn't really have
complete,
much
the fresh
flavour.
from the oven hot dogs get one more shower, this time with cold salt water, which helps to quickly drop their temperature
kinda
and
like-
get them ready for packaging.
piggy
After
and
cooking
salty.
and cooling, the hot dog links are moved via conveyor to an
Just
automatic
like pig
peeling
blood and
machine to
skin.
strip them of their cellulose casings. Once they hit the peeler, the cellulose casings are sliced open with a
Does anyone
tiny
want that?
knife, and then the hot dogs are blasted with a burst of high-pressure steam, which blows off the casing and leaves just the bare-naked hot dog remaining. A typical hot dog peeling machine can process upwards of 700 hot dogs per minute, or about 11.5 hot dogs per second, shooting them rapid fire through the
Why do
other
they
side of the
shoot 'em
peeling
out
machine
as far?
like a fire hose.
Imagine the noise.
Next, the nearly finished hot dogs move along a conveyor belt where they receive a final inspection. The hot dogs get a quality control check to ensure they're the proper weight, and only tubed meat that could be considered flawless makes it through these final quality control checks before being passed off for packaging. Of course, flawless is a term that we use somewhat loosely now that we know what's inside of them. Hot dogs which are damaged, broken, or torn at any point in the process are pulled from the line and prevented from entering the packaging process, ensuring that every package of hot dogs you crack open for a backyard barbecue is consistent, perfect, and ready to
People
hit the
put
grill.
too much
Or your
shit.
person.
Fucking
I
hot
like
dogs,
getting
man.
hit with hot dogs. It don't bother me none. Guess I'm lucky it wasn't hot chili day today.
After the cellulose casings are removed and the finished hot dogs receive a final quality control check, the hot dogs make their way to the packaging machinery.
I feel like
Here, hot
ketchup and
dogs are
mustard is
lined
all you
up on
need.
sheets of plastic film printed with all of the
Any more than that,
graphics
you're doing-
and marketing
Oh.
claims commonly found on supermarket
You're doing
dogs.
too much.
The film is folded over and vacuum sealed to preserve the hot dog's flavor and extend their shelf life, and then transported to a stamping machine which prints a freshness date on each individual package. After packaging, the finished hot dogs are boxed and shipped in refrigerated trucks to supermarkets to be loaded into shopping
least they
carts and shoved
refrigerate
down
them.
the gullets of people nationwide. Who's hungry?
If that's how they make hot dogs, I don't want one. I'm good.
Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed
No,
videos
thank
about
you.
your favorite
About enough.
I feel a bit sick.